Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us on our roadmap webinar. Unfortunately, Joe is not able to join us today, but I have Ryan here to help me, and we'll get this thing started. I'll pick up, as usual, I'll pick up a few of the latest feature requests that were added to our roadmap, and we'll plan them out and we'll get some decisions going. The first one is this one, ability to set the number of reviews shown on each page of a widget. I see, Paul, you're here with us. Thank you for joining us. And also for adding this feature request. Seems like a great one. The widgets seem to be set to show 20 reviews per page. That is correct, which is a lot and often too many. Would be good to have the ability to set the number of reviews shown per page when editing. Let me open up a widget so we can go through this together. So let's say we have this widget and we have the layout. I agree we should have a way to change the number of how many reviews show up, but I think it also depends on the type of widget we show here. For example, on the grid, then column, page, and table, we can definitely have a selection like show 5 or 10 or 20 or more. But on the sliders and carousels, I would say this should be, it's already set to be responsive. So on a larger screen, it's going to show 3. But then on a smaller screens, it will show either 2 or even just 1 on mobile. So I think this should be set and not be able to change it. But on the grid and the other ones, we can definitely have a selection. And on the second part, have the ability to set the number of reviews shown. No, sorry, I was thinking about this message from Fred. It will also be good to be able to control the number of columns and rows. Personally, I think that's already achievable using the grid. When you resize it, you can see it's already automatically changing the number of reviews that will show per row. It will set to 2 columns or 3 columns or 4. And then there's also the ability to make it fixed, like only 2 columns or only 1 column by choosing the other type of layouts. So I think maybe we could have a way on the grid to specify the number of columns. It could be a fixed number or make it responsive like it currently is. I think that's what we should add. If you guys have any suggestions, any comments, you can put them on the chat. Paul says, I agree. However, the carousel should have option to auto rotate. Okay, yeah, that's a nice idea. I think that's somewhere in the roadmap as another feature request, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's a great idea. Let me put that in a comment here, just to make sure we add it. So as I said previously, on the grid, we'll have a way to specify if it should be responsive. Automatically set the number of columns or fixed. Select number of columns. And then as Paul said, have a way for the carousel to auto rotate. And I think that should be available for the slider too. So both the slider and the carousel. Okay, let's see. Fred said, I was referring by setting a row/column, such as 3 by 3 or 4 by 4. That's interesting. Yeah, so Paul, I think on the grid, if you choose the number of reviews to show on your own and then choose the number of columns, and I think that's achievable, and I think that should be enough. Paul said the ability to set the number of reviews is enough to be able to control that result, in my opinion. Yeah, that will make sense. This is much more useful. Okay, sounds good. I'll also put this into the plans section. All right, moving on. Actually, I opened this next one because it's exactly the same as the previous one, and I just want to mention that here. This is a duplicate. Oh, I would like to have more control over the widgets, allow us to limit how many reviews show. An example is controlling the number of columns and rows. So yeah, we'll cover that. Mark this as closed because it's a duplicate. We have some new messages here. Hi, Alex, fantastic. If you could have it done by the end of the week, that would be great. We'll try that. I can't promise right now, but we'll definitely try it. All right, let's move on to the next feature request. Second widget for website, asking for reviews on websites. Companies with many website visitors would certainly be happy to be able to ask their customers and interested parties for reviews on their website. I think this would be another useful feature. This only means to be set up once with the client and upgrades our packages that we offer to our clients a bit. Not sure exactly what that means, but I think you would want to add this as a charge to your files. Example of a German website as a screenshot. So in my opinion, this is something like the review funnel, but only the inner part where with the thumbs or faces or the NPS score that would be embeddable on a website. So if I go to the get reviews, sorry, view funnel. So this part with how did we do, and we show the faces or the thumbs or stars or hearts, we would be able to extract the code and be able to place that on a website. And I think that's pretty much it to this one. Any thoughts? Okay, so I take a very good on this one. I'll also plan it. Next one is a widget for email signature. This is pretty similar to the previous one, but instead of being able to embed it on a website, you will be able to integrate this in an email. So there are many companies that do a lot of email marketing and generally maintain mainly email contact with their customer. For this purpose, a widget would be useful with which you can ask for reviews in the email signature. Good for many companies, Etsy, sellers, Amazon, software companies, everyone who does email marketing. And we got a screenshot here with an example. So basically the NPS score that we have in our review funnel, you would be able to embed that in an email. And for that, I'm thinking somewhere here on this page, we could have a way to grab embeddable codes. And that will be able to provide an embeddable code for websites and then for email. And both would be the inner part of the review funnel. And I think that would be it. I got a message from Ryan saying that embedding too much in an email, and especially outside link, lowers delivery rates, especially when links go to outside URLs. So that's something that we really need to take into consideration, that we could cause a lot of issues with this if that's the case. So I think we'll keep this one. Let me add this comment here. And we'll keep this under the radar. And I'll get with Joe on this, and we'll do more planning, see if there's anything he has to, any ideas he has that we can make this work or not. I will talk to Joe about this one. Not sure at the moment. Okay. Next one, unsubscribe option. Are we able to have an option to turn on an unsubscribe button? Link at the bottom of the emails. I've had a couple of questions come up about spam issues. An email at the bottom saying, did you already leave a review? Thank you. Click here to unsubscribe would work. And then we got a comment from Sandy. Sorry, just to go back to the previous one, I got a message from Paul. It's the user's choice whether to add it or not. And yeah, I thought about that too. I do agree, but I still want to talk to Joe about it and see what he thinks on that, because he's an expert in email marketing and marketing in general. So I want to see his input on this. So Sandy replied on this one. Technically, we need to have an unsubscribe link at the bottom of all emails, and technically the SMS should tell them to reply stop. Yeah, we could add messages like reply with stop or cancel or something like that, no matter if they leave a review or not. I think that's a great idea. They should be able to unsubscribe in any case. You also don't want them to unsubscribe after they leave a review in case you have a reason to send another request down the line. Yeah, if they come back and reuse your services, you can resend them a link, an email, or an SMS to leave another review. Why not? And usually the unsubscribe is at the bottom in small print and spaces between the end of the email copy and as far down as possible. So not screaming noticeable, but legally there. Yeah, agreed. Okay, so I'm thinking, I was thinking where we could put this in the get reviews. We have the main settings, the contacts, and Pi campaign. Let's see. It shouldn't be in the review funnel. It should be for the emails. It could either be a way to enable it per email, or actually no, that should be. We could add another another tab on the left that says. So we can add another tab on the left that says notifications settings, or I'll come up with a better name, but we would have an option to enable email unsubscribe link, and then also SMS, configure an SMS keyword to reply with like cancel or stop for SMS unsubscribe. And I think that would be it. Get on the get reviews page. Another tab with settings for unsubscribe and 2 configurable options. Email unsubscribe enabled or disabled should be the user's choice. And then SMS unsubscribe. Choose keyword to reply with unsubscribing. When they choose to unsubscribe, do not send. The rule would be to do not send any other emails or SMS to that email or phone number. All right, move it into the plan section. Ability to add manually reviews, It would be great if you had the ability to manually add reviews at the business account level. There are many times when my clients will receive a testimonial or review from a client via email or handwritten note. Many times my clients want these reviews to be displayed on the website as well. Grade.us has a feature where you can easily add a review manually, which will help it display in the review widget on the client's website. I think that's a very interesting idea. The only thing I'm really thinking about is on the source of this review. I see there's a default selection for direct, and I'm thinking what other options are here, but I'll definitely go and check that out myself on the Grade.us website. But I'm thinking if we should somehow show that this was a separate review, because it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be fair to connect it to either any of the review platforms. I think in all cases, it should always be a manual review, like direct. That should be the selection that is can be changed. Or maybe instead of direct, there could be via email or on the phone. Let me see, I have some messages here. I agree with this one 100%. We need to be able to add reviews. Lots of other products allow this. The source could be customer review, and yes, you have handled them as a different source. Okay, that's helpful, very helpful. Nick says I can show you, and he says he agrees. It needs to be a manual review. Okay, thank you, Nick. Maybe if you can hop on the chat whenever you get a chance and send me a screenshot of what Grade Us has there, that would be great. Okay, so let me see some comments here. On the reviews page, add a button to add a manual review. Allow all fields necessary. As shown in the screenshot, we could call them either internal reviews or customer reviews or something like that. We'll come up with the best name here. Yeah, you're welcome, Nick. Thank you. Also, I got a message from Dan. Maybe you need a special connection approval level with the platforms in order to let you post directly via API. That is a great idea, and it's definitely something that we should be looking into. But maybe that's something for another day. In this case, we can add a simple way to add manual reviews. So as soon as you receive them via email or through whatever means, you can just post them inside our platform, and then they can be displayed on widgets and everywhere else. We will also generate an icon for these reviews to show they are added internally. Oh, also maybe we could have a way to upload a profile picture for the customer that added the review. I just got a quick screenshot from Nick. Let me open that up so we can all look at it.
So I'm just going to shoot a quick screenshot video here showing you how reviews can be manually added inside of Grade Us. So when you go to the My Reviews area,
it's actually a video.
It's automatically pulling in the review platform reviews, but you can come up to this Add a Review Manually button, and it actually gives you from the drop down all the different review sources that they have identified. So I can go through this more slowly, but there's quite a few extensive lists. But when it's a manually handwritten one, I select direct, I give the star rating if it was given, I put in the name of that person and the date if it's available, as well as the content from the review, and then submit the review. So yeah, it's a pretty nice and handy feature. Again, it's not meant to be abused, but it is pretty versatile. We should be looking into.
That's great, Nick. Thank you for making that for us. It's really helpful. I got another message here. If you add date to manual review, we might have to be able to change that since we might have gotten manual reviews in the past. Yes, definitely. The date should be changeable. Yeah, All right, thank you everybody for helping with this one. I'll move it into the plan section. Okay, I have a couple more on my list here. Hiding form fields on feedback page. It would be great if we could determine which fields of the feedback form at the feedback page should be visible or not visible. Some clients were a little averse and thought they had to fill out all the fields. Some have not given any feedback for this reason. I think, yeah, that pretty much sucks because it seemed like they had to fill too many things in. They just gave up. I think 2 fields would be enough. For example, either email and first name, or phone number and first name, or even complete name and phone or email. On top of this feature, it would be cool to set some fields as required. Even though this function, it would be immediately recognizable to everyone, that they do not have to fill everything out. And then we have the screenshot with too many fields. Let's see, so in the Get Reviews, if I campaign review funnel, so we have the feedback form, and for this I'm thinking in the let me see where we could put this. Review process, evaluation texts. This would be for the review links. I think we need another section in here where we could say if the feedback form, if the segmentation is enabled and we have a feedback form enabled, we could have another section that says feedback form fields, and for each one we could say if it should be displayed or not, and then if it's required or not. Obviously, the feedback text would always be here and always be required. And then we need to make the requirement that either email or phone number is shown and required. We can just ask for first name and last name because that wouldn't work with the system well. There would be no way to ask for feedback or for feedback. I mean, if they're a new contact, if they just go directly to the review funnel and they come in here and they only add their name, then we can contact them. Okay, let me add some in here. We'll make it a requirement to always have either email or phone shown and required. I have a message from Paul. Could the name fields be automatically or dynamically filled from the request email? Email field could as well be dynamic, and the reviewer would only need to add the feedback and phone. Well, actually, when they click the link in the email, then in that case, we don't show all the fields anymore. By default, all the fields will show if you just go directly to the review funnel page. But if there's a, let's see if I have an example here, if there's an invite link, Let me see if I can find an invite link to show you guys quickly. Nope, not this one. These are not working because they're just a lot of tests that I made, and then I removed the contacts. So let me quickly send another one. Should be receiving the email anytime soon. Sorry it took that long. So if I click the invite link from my email and then I say I'm not happy, then I will only have to enter the feedback. The other fields are already filled in, so we don't show them. So that's it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to mark this as planned as well. And the last one, coming from Matthew. Is there an option to strip the HTML of the email and send out as a plain text email as if it looks like someone just wrote it out manually? I had that request because they said they wanted something that felt more organic and not markety, like most newsletter type emails. Not sure if that's something we can do. Yeah, I would say that's something like we can definitely do. So for that, I'm thinking in the get reviews and then invite campaign for every email, we could have a toggle, either send text or send HTML. And this would go along well with the WYSIWYG that we have on another feature request, which we'll be adding here. If text is enabled, we'll show the text box like that. If HTML is enabled, is selected, we'll show the WYSIWYG, so you can fully configure it with the UI editor. We got a +1 from Dan. Send as text option versus full HTML is a great idea. Yeah, I agree. Next to each email added to the invite campaign, we will add a toggle to either send as text or HTML. And this will go along well with the other feature request to add a WYSIWYG editor. Oops, not right. So planned. All right, and that's pretty much it for this week's roadmap webinar and the items that we're going to review. One other thing that I wanted to show you guys, since we're on here, is something that we started adding, and I'm sure most of you already know this since we sent the last week's update email. But we started adding more review platforms as you guys kept asking us, and currently we were able to add these 10 more. So besides Google and Yelp and Facebook, we now have TripAdvisor, BBB, Foursquare, Glassdoor, Home Advisor, Insider Pages, Thumbtack, Yellow Pages, and ZocDoc. And we are hoping to be able to release 10 new websites every week. So that's our goal. And the more we add, the more websites we'll be able to have in our platform, and the more reviews will be pulled in, and the widgets will show more stuff than before. We got a few requests for adding some more websites that are not in the 80 list that we're planning to add, and we'll definitely be able to add more websites that are not in that list. But from the 80 list, we'll try to add 10 per week. So we're looking at about 7 or 8 weeks to have all of those inside the platform. So be sure you look out on every Friday. We'll have 10 more websites added, and I'm sure you'll love that. Nice job from Nick. Thank you, Nick. 10 a week is a great goal. Yep. From Paul, just want to say thank you for the support you give and for the changes you continue to roll out. I appreciate the nice words, Paul, and we're happy to be here and help you and add all of this stuff so we can make this platform the greatest, as Joe said. Got a message from Dan. Can you quickly tell us about how it goes with tasks in progress? Yeah, so currently we weren't able to focus a lot on the tasks in progress because we started we had that firstly the Stripe billing that took a long time, and at the same time we had a lot of other smaller items in the in progress section, but we weren't able to focus on those. And then we started, as I just said a few minutes ago, that started adding new review platforms to be monitored, and that took a long time. But now that we're done with the Stripe stuff, and we are moving along with the review sites, it's becoming much faster to implement new ones, and we're definitely going to be able to go back and knock out the in progress stuff. And then we're gonna go to the plan section and add more things into the in progress and get those done as well. So we'll continue to move on faster from now. I hope that answers your question, Dan, and clears your concern. I got another message from Nick. Crowdsourcing the development is awesome. ReviewGrower will be the most dominant review platform by 2023. Actually, yeah, it will be a great platform. Joe will have some SEO to show you. He's been doing a lot of SEO. He's already competing with the bigger guys, with our biggest competitors. You know, we got a very good ranking for a lot of keywords. He got a very good what's it called? Sorry, I'm not that good with SEO. A domain ranking, I believe that is. He got that very high. We're already past ReviewShake, and we're competing with a lot of other bigger guys. You're welcome, Dan. So yeah, the future looks great for all of us, and we're happy to be here for you. Any other thoughts or questions before we stop this webinar? I got a message from Ryan. I have another request from 2 or 3 clients. The ability to have two or more different review funnels, basically differentiating what sequence of texts, emails different clients get, like roofers, a funnel for repairs, a funnel for sales. Yeah, that's a very good feature request that we'll definitely add into the roadmap. Okay, so I think we're done for today. Oh, just got a couple more messages here. Sorry, I'm far behind. It's SaaS mode now working from Kevin, meaning I can have this as a hands-off setup. I'm sorry, Kevin. I think we need to discuss this in our support section. Can you shoot me a message either at support@reviewgrower.com or go to the website and hit me up on the chat, and I'll be able to help you there more. Got a new message from Matthew. Yes, this is a great feature. Okay, cool. Yeah, Ryan, if you can add that to the roadmap, that would be great. And make sure to add all the details so we have it in there. Thank you. All right, thank you guys for being here with us. Look for another email update next week. I think we'll have more things to add. Also, check the platform tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we'll have 10 more websites enabled since it's going to be Friday. And I'll see you on chat and in the email, and also after 2 weeks in our next roadmap webinar. Have a good day, and then have a good weekend, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.